Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yazar podcast. I'm Yazar. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, I would like to first thank you all for listening to my NXT Takeover uh, review these last 2 days, and now we're moving on to SmackDown tonight. It will be the WrestleMania pre-show on SmackDown tonight, and the final stuff going into WrestleMania. So hopefully, we're praying for a good show. But right now, I want to get into AEW and the Midcarders. Right, I've been doing this roster breakdown for a while now. Uh, I did part one as regards to who your world championship people should be, who's your main eventers. Now I'm gonna focus right now on the mid card because AEW has a solid mid card if it's used appropriately. So let's start with your TNT champion, Darby Allin. Uh, it's kind of a big downgrade compared to where Cody was with the TNT championship. You know, uh, Brody Lee. Now Darby Allin has it. Darby Allin has done nothing with this TNT championship, and it's all in the booking. You know what I'm saying? Darby Allin's one of my favorites. He has his own character. He stands out. Um, he is reckless, but it's a safe reckless. I should say it's weird. You know what I'm saying? He makes everything look neat. You know, and a lot of guys are really clunky in AEW. Um, he does stupid shit like diving off a bridge and shit like that. You know, he needs to stop doing that. But he definitely sticks out. So let's get into the mid carders. One thing you need to know about a mid carder is they're kind of utility players. I think they're some of the most important people in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? With the enhancement talent and with the mid carder, I think they're the most important. Or if you're enhancement talent, they're gonna make your stars look good. So that's a very valuable role. With your mid carders, they're utility players, which means what? You can plug them into anything. A tag team in the mid card, you can put them in the main event for a little bit. For me, I always think of a mid carder as someone who is a buffer before they get into the main event. And we look at the lineage, even in WWE's history, the Intercontinental Championship, the U.S. Championship was always a buffer before you get into the main event. So now the TNT Championship is a buffer for those who will eventually get into the main event or hold the title before they get into the main event. So let's look at some guys who can who can really help that mid card division out. Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, he can easily be TNT champion and elevate that TNT championship picture. Adam Hangman Page, another guy, you know what I'm saying, who's world championship material, but he doesn't have a string of victories, you know what I'm saying. He needs to build his momentum back up, you know, and eventually win the TNT championship. You know what I'm saying? After he drops the TNT championship, he can be in the main event. So he's a perfect guy to be TNT champion. Brian Cage, you know, he lost to Darby Allin. I don't know what they do with him. Christian Cage, another guy who can be TNT champion. He's a main eventer in AEW. Colt Cabana, definitely top mid carder. Christopher Daniels, Dustin Rhodes, you know, Eddie Kingston. These are some people who can be TNT champion. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, your mid carders can be in some of these tag teams. Like Christopher Daniels has been in a singles role before. Frankie Kazarian has been in a singles role before. So these are guys who can, you know, really help that mid carder. Frankie Kazarian, another guy. Jake Hager, another guy who can help that mid card. I mean, so these some solid guys. Jungle Boy, Ricky Starks, Lance Archer, Lee Johnson, Miro. Even though Miro it seems like an underneath talent right now. MJF, Matt Sydal, you know, who's formerly Evan Bourne. Definitely could help the mid card division out. So you got some solid mid carders right now. I'm listing. Pac is out with injury. I always love Pac. Penta L0M. He can help up the mid card. Powerhouse Hobbs. Ray Phoenix. QT Marshall. Sammy Guevara. Sean Spears. Trent is out with injury. Wardlow, you know what I'm saying? So these are the guys you can really put in that mid card and really make the mid card something special. And like I said, for me, a mid carder is somebody who is right underneath the main event, or someone who needs to be in the main event, and it's not their time yet. You get what I'm saying? Adam Hangman Page, he needs to be the guy to take the title from Omega, but he doesn't have the momentum behind him, and of course the momentum is due to piss poor booking. But you need to book him with a good amount of wins, and he can build himself up and win the TNT Championship, have a great run with that, and then go right back into the World Championship picture. MJF is now leader of a stable, but he's also a heel, and Omega's a heel. So I'm predicting MJF will get the title when Adam Hangman Page drops the title, the World Championship. But he's another guy who can win that TNT Championship from Darby Allin. You need to put championship going around, the pinnacle. So that is your mid card breakdown. Ricky Starks is excellent. He has the experience with the NWA. He was NWA television champion, which I think is more illustrious than whatever AEW's belts are, honestly. So, I mean, those are some of the most versatile people you have is your mid card, because you really can plug them anywhere. Look at Dolph Ziggler in WWE. Dolph Ziggler's plugged into everywhere. He's in the main event at times. He's in the mid card. He's in the tag team division, and he's plugged in everywhere. Dolph Ziggler is what? He's a top mid carder. Is he a main event all the time? No, but he puts on main event quality matches, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being a mid carder. Al Snow, he's defined as a legend, but you look at him in the Attitude Era, he was a mid card, a low mid carder. Brooklyn Brawler, he was a freaking jobber, but he's considered a legend. So I mean, these are the guys that you need, because you can plug them in anywhere. So that is that. This has been your AEW roster breakdown for your mid carders. And who should beat Darby Allin? I mean, I could give it to anybody, but I'll build around a veteran. I'll build around a veteran that knows what he's doing. A Dustin Rhodes, a Matt Hardy, and you can build around your veteran. That's always the safe bet. The safe bet, I should say. So the next roster breakdown, I don't know when it's gonna be, but I will be digging into the women's division, because AEW's women's division is something else. But with that, peace.